salute you, Sobs. How do you do?
Sabu, as legend has it, was born under a banyan tree in the jungle outside the city of Mysore in southern India. During filming for Alexander Korda's production Elephant Boy, directed by Robert Flaherty.
My attention was drawn to a young boy who entered the compound and ran to the office. I learned that his father had been a Mahout who had died in the service of His Highness the Maharaja, and that he, the boy, was there at the stables to collect his father's pension in the form of food for the family. He had his mother and an older brother who drove a taxi cab. He thought he was 9 years old, did not attend school, and had no job. I was attracted by the boy's fine physique and graceful movement. His alert eyes and ready smile, together with his strong body, made him a most attractive little fellow.
Sabu's remarkable skill with the elephants, acquired in the stables of the Maharaja, convinced Flaherty, in spite of initial reservations, that he would be right for the leading role.
Sabu became a movie star quite by accident.
And cousins by the baker's dozens drive their men to sea or highway robbery. I want to be a bandit, can't you understand?
We were originally June, to Sabu and me, and a donkey.
Interest to it. I mean, he was quite good looking, I thought, you know, and he was an attractive guy, and he's got all these gorgeous girls in Hollywood.
Cross, the Air Medal with 3 oak leaf clusters, 2 presidential unit citations, and 6 battle stars. Sabu, let me tell you something in front of all our friends. Every American should be very proud of you.
Thank you, Jimmy. And there's no place as great as America.
A very handsome royal prince in his dazzling clothes, and he had quite a regal bearing, and I thought he was marvelous. And he had this terrific partnership with Jean Simmons, who was then 18, and she was absolutely beautiful. Very exotically beautiful, and I thought it was a very excellent bit of casting. Michael Powell
in his autobiography says, "It was a part tailor-made for Sabu, and he was proud to be in it. As for me, I was delighted to help my little friend. I didn't look on Sabu as an exotic, as so many people did, an Indian boy from the Maharaja's elephant stable who had become a film actor. Sabu was much more than that."
Do you like it, Sister Ruth? It's called Black Narcissist. Comes from the Army Navy stores in London.
In the 1930s, a movie director by the name Robert Flaherty came to Mysore. He was looking for somebody to play the lead role for his next movie, The Elephant Boy, which was inspired by Rudyard Kipling's short stories. On a hot afternoon, he walked into the Maharaja's elephant stables. Here, he saw a little boy playing with the elephant. The boy, on seeing a white man, got excited. He got onto the elephant and showed him a few tricks, without realizing that he had just cleared his auditions. Robert, mighty impressed, asked the little boy if he wanted to come with him to London and star in a movie. The boy readily agreed. So who was this boy? His name was Sabu Dastagir. He was an orphan, having lost his mother at childbirth and his father at a young age. In fact, he was just all of 13. Sabu starred in the movie The Elephant Boy. It was a runaway success. He was not a one-time wonder. He went on to play the lead role in several movies, including The Thief of Baghdad, for which the movie won an Academy Award, The Arabian Nights, and most famously the role of Mowgli in the first Jungle Book ever produced. Sabu caught people's attention not just for his good looks, but also for his natural acting and for how good he was with animals. He moved from London to Hollywood. Here, he became good friends with Ronald Reagan, who too was an actor back then and who, like you all know, went on to become the American president. Sabu's career was so illustrious that he was inducted into the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In fact, he is the only Indian to have the distinction till date. He married an American actress, Marlon Cooper. They had a couple of kids together. Looks like the talent ran in the family. Paul Sabu, his son, had a band called Sabu, and he produced music with the greats such as Madonna and including the popular TV series The Sex and the City. Sabu died young at the age of 39, and he is buried in the famous Forest Lawn Memorial Park in California alongside other Hollywood greats such as Walt Disney and Elizabeth Taylor. Imagine this for a moment. Sabu, coming from the forest near Mysore, and after being identified, learns English, picks up acting, moves to London and stars in several movies and ends up being a celebrity in Hollywood. His life is no short of a stunning movie. But let me leave you with one small anecdote. A few years ago, I had these two lovely young ladies on my tour from England. When I showed them the picture of Sabu, one of them was very quick to identify him. I got curious because Sabu is relatively unknown these days. When I asked her about it, she said Sabu was a good friend of her father. I got curious and she said her grandfather was a zookeeper in London and her father grew up in the London Zoo. And she said Sabu, when he got tired of the big city London and missed home, he went to the zoo to spend time with the animals, and that's how her father and Sabu struck a lifelong friendship. You can take a person out of the jungles, but you cannot take the jungle out of the person. So that's Sabu and a stunning story. We'll be back with more. Stay tuned.
So they took me into the makeup room and started putting makeup on me, and the door opened and in walked Sabu. And my heart just beat so fast. And he told me that we were going to work together, that Gail Russell had become ill, and that I was going to take her place. I didn't believe I should go out with him while we're filming the picture. So we had a lot of fun on the set, but I didn't go out with him. But then when we started dating, then he started asking me to marry him. And I kept saying no for 3 whole months.
Sabu, the little Indian actor, was married yesterday to Marilyn Cooper, a bit player in his picture Song of India. Sabu, who is just 25, and the pretty little girl whom he has known 2.5 months were united in marriage at the Encino Episcopal Church.
We had a wonderful life together. Sabu was a wonderful husband. He was romantic and exciting, and he did everything. There was never a time when he was down. He always kept your life real happy.
The circus act was so successful that the family ended up touring in Europe, mostly in Germany, France and Holland, for 3 years.
He was so popular. I didn't realize how popular he was. They'd just come from all over to see him.
Whilst in Italy, Sabu made the film Buongiorno Elefante with Vittorio De Sica, and then returned briefly to work in India, his first visit there since leaving as a child.
they all greeted him wonderfully, and he enjoyed being there. And he had gone to the doctor for a physical, and the doctor kind of hit him on the shoulder, you know, after physical, and he says, if everyone was as healthy as you, he said, I'd be out of business. And 2 days later, Sabu died. He died in my arms.
Sabu, famed elephant boy of the movies, died yesterday of a heart attack at his home. He was 39.
There was always a tremendous amount of love in my family. And when my father died, he left a terrible hole in our family, and it's still there.
For some reason, I think my dad had a gift of making people believe that they could be that person, and he just let everybody live out the fantasy that he had in his movies.
And he shines out like a diamond, you know, just the fact of him.
Why don't they say what they mean? There's no place in the university for savages.
But you are wrong.
They think I'm still in the cage.
Where are you going?
Back to the jungle where I belong.